In today's episode, I go hunting, work as an exterminator, and see a woman.
Oh, my poor little rats. Ah, you must be from the Fighters Guild. Good, I have a problem. It has to do with the rats in my basement. That's right, rats in my basement, and something has been killing them. It's horrible. My poor babies. You must do something. I don't know what I'd do without them. Their little pink noses, their scaly little tails. Please get to the basement and find out what's happening. I've never read any of Quillweave's writings. I've heard they're fairly good, though. Please save my little rats. Well, what have you found? Did you take care of my babies? What was going on down there? A mountain lion? In my basement? But how? That's not possible. But it happened. What if there are more? What if it wasn't alone? Where there's one, there will be more. Find Pinarus and Ventius. He's a hunter and knows this area inside and out. He'll know what to do. You can't imagine the fuss some people make. My rats are no problem for anyone. Please, go find Pinarus and those
What can I do for you? Pinarus and Ventius, hunter, woodsman, and marksman at your service. Mountain lions? Here! Odd. If they're around, I can find them. Come with me. A hunt will do us good and maybe make that old nut feel better. It's always rats for the new associates. Is it some initiation test or something? That layabout? Or you can find him wasting time at the Count's Arms. Plenty of deer, wolf, boar, mountain lion, bear in the county. Just need to know where to look for them. Let's go hunting. If they're out here, they'll be in this area. I can't imagine there are more than 4 of them. Let's take care of this. That's the best you can do! I think that'll be all of them. Can't imagine more in this area. You can go tell Arvena this is all taken care of. Good hunting.
Oh, you've got to take care of those mountain lions! You think you've gotten rid of them all? You do? Well, you haven't! There's one in my basement right now! Go get it! Like the gods, you killed that thing. This is ridiculous. Someone's out to get me, to get my poor babies. I'll bet it's that quill weave next door. She's the one. She's never liked me or my sweet little pets. I know it's her. I've even seen her sneaking around in back of my house at night. She thinks she's so smart. She and all the other women. I'll show her. I want you to keep an eye on her. Find out what she's up to. Please save my little rats. Hello?
It has no master. May your kills be quick and many.
One eternity later.
Yes. What can I do for you? You what? Well, I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. I would never go skulking about. Fine, you've got me. I figured if I left some rotten meat outside, the nasty little things would come out, and the guards would take care of them. Mountain lions? In her basement? I just wanted to lure her vermin outside. I didn't mean to hurt anyone, except the rats. Please, don't tell her. And if you can keep this our little secret, I can make it worth your while. There's a bit about acrobatics I can teach you. Give it some thought. You too.
So, did you follow her? She's behind it, isn't she? Tell me what you found out. I knew it. That Swit. Oh, I'll get her. You just wait. Must have taken some fast talking to get her to confess. Maybe I can teach you a little bit more about how to talk to people. And of course, here's the payment for the contract. Thank you. You too.
A pleasure to speak with you.
You should listen to him preach. He may sound crazy at first, but the longer you listen, the more sense he makes.
Our Fighters Guild chapter here is big, primarily because we're a training center, which earns us each a good living.
The prophet speaks true. This is the start of something terrible. I can feel it in my bones.
Looking for more work, eh? Good. Got a contract for you. I'd like you to go talk to Norbert Lels, here in Anvil. He runs Lels Quality Merchandise here in Anvil. He's been having problems with break-ins, though, and he's hired us to put a stop to it.
Take care of Lel.
Shishani, the old sea captain and rover, now a ship owner and fat cat. Pleased to meet you. He runs Lel's Quality Merchandise. Not a bad sort. You can usually find him in his store. Yes, he preaches outside the chapel every day. Hard to miss. I think you'll know him when you see him. I don't know what to think. Maybe the prophet is right, and the ancient gods have come back for vengeance. Take some advice. Go down to the sea, stand a while, watch the sun rise and set. Think on the distant lands across the water. I saw that Benares Inventius was out hunting again. He can shoot a bird on the wing without really trying. Take care.
Greetings! Welcome to Lel's Quality Merchandise. We have a wide range of goods to suit your needs. Oh, and perhaps you saw the sign outside? A slight mistake, you know. Bit of bad luck there. So, what can I do for you? I've lost a great deal of merchandise over the last few months. I keep replacing it, but they keep stealing it. New locks on the doors be damned. They always come at night after I've gone to bed. Maybe a mage transports them inside. You can just stay in the shop overnight. Good luck. I'm going to wait at the flowing bowl until this mess is settled. I know I can trust you to keep the place safe. I am Norbert Lels. How may I help you? Do you believe any of that talk about more Oblivion gates opening all over the place? Anvil's a port town. That's why you'll see items here you won't find in the Imperial City. The captains keep an eye out for special items for me. As I said, I'll need you to stop these thieves from breaking. Take care.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death! I've fought mud crabs. You're supposed to be impressed.
What's the matter? Getting... tired?
What's the matter? Getting tired?
Fight is one. It's a fight.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm!
This is the... Stay away.
Be glad you will not live to see the day when Dagon walks the earth. You are weak, like the gods you pray to. Be glad you will not live to see the day Lord Dagon walks the earth.
This ends here.
Someone's been murdered. Let's get this over with!
Lord Dagon will welcome your soul in Oblivion.
I'll have your head you filthy
Die, unbeliever! Lord Dagon will welcome your soul in Oblivion.
Were you able to take care of my problem with break-ins? You've gotten them? Wonderful. But their names are familiar to me. All of those men have worked for me. Amazing. I even trusted them to open up the shop in the mornings. I can't imagine what turned them to a life of crime. Sad. Well, here's your payment. Farewell.
There.
Oh, hello.
What? Don't know if this is true, but I heard a gang of all-female thieves is preying on the married menfolk of the town. An all-female gang of thieves has been recently plaguing Anvil with a very unique method of robbing. They pick on only the men. If you want to help us do something about it, go talk to Gogan and Malona. Let's just say Gogan is intimately involved and leave it at that. Take care.
A pleasure to speak with you. Looks like it's time for a promotion. Due to your performance, I name you Journeyman of the Fighters Guild. You're needed in Coral. Report to Velena Dantan. She's got some duties for you to take care of. You too. Eh?
Hello there. How would you like to get my husband Gogan out of hot water? Believe me, he'll need all the help he can get to worm his way out of this one. To think he'd fall for the gang's scheme. Oh, I could kill him. I'm sorry. I'm rambling, and you look confused. Let me explain. The women in the gang use their wiles to lure men out to some remote location and rob them blind. It's been going on for some time now. The city guard hasn't done very much about it because, frankly, the men who are robbed are so embarrassed they don't want to report it. Take, for example, that good-for-nothing husband of mine, Gogan. He cared more about their charms than my own. When Gogan was, with the women, they took something quite valuable from him. No, it's not what you're thinking. He was carrying a precious family heirloom with him when he was lured out to their lair. It was a small ring given to him on our wedding day. The ring belonged to my mother and has been in the family for generations. I'm willing to give you all the money I have to get it back, 100 gold. Can you help us? Thank you. I'm afraid I can't offer you much help, but I'll do what I can. I hope the...
What do you want? Talk to Malona. She runs the council. Judge, jury, and executioner. Something about Arvina Thelis is a bit odd. I've heard she keeps strange things in her basement. Sorry, I'm new in town. Don't talk to her.
What can I help with? All I can tell you is that the best place to start is at the Flowing Bowl. It's a tavern located outside the city walls near the waterfront. Gogan may be able to give you more information. I like it here. People are very friendly. Much nicer than in the Imperial City. Heinrich Oakenhull is married to a Bosmer? I suppose the women are less annoying than the men. The Flowing Bowl attracts...
What do you want? I see my wife couldn't keep a big mouth shut. Yes, it's true. I lost the family ring to those sirens. I'm ashamed about the whole incident, but not ashamed enough to ask for your help. I was sitting in the Flowing Bowl when the most fetching Nord woman you've ever seen walked in with an equally attractive Imperial woman following. After we exchanged words, I followed them out to a farmhouse. Inside, they asked me to remove my clothes and items. Well, I did. And then suddenly they brandished weapons and robbed me. They sent me away with barely a stitch of clothing, harlots. Just please, help me get that ring back. I want to save what's left of my marriage. I'm merely a man. How could I resist? What a mess I've got Hello.
How do you do? Welcome to the Flowing Bowl. I'm Cainlawn, the one in blue. My twin, Mainlawn, is the brown one. I don't know where he came from. Just appeared outside the chapel a day or so after the attacks. Been there ever since. I've never read any of Quillweave's writing. Goodbye. Afternoon. Good news from Kvatch for a change. The last of the Daedra have been
Signe wants to talk to you. I think you'll like what she has to say.
I haven't seen you here before. Ah, and you're all alone, too. How sad. Well, if you're up to it, I think we can solve that little problem. You see, me and Faustina here are lonely, too. And we've been looking for someone. You look like just what we need. I'll tell you what, we have a cozy farmhouse not far from here where we could, well, get to know each other much, much better. I'll mark it down on your map just so you won't forget where to find us. Meet us there around 11 o'clock. I can promise you a night of fun you won't soon forget. Do I really have to spell it out for you? You're a man, and I'm a woman with a certain desire. You figure out the rest.
Heard any news from the other provinces? What's going on? They say that slavery has been abolished.
I see you took us up on our offer. Good. I'm glad to see you. Signy will be along shortly. I'm sure we can find something to do while we wait. Now, we can't have you standing there all uncomfortable in all those clothes. Why don't you take everything off and place it there on the table? What? What are you talking about? Don't you want to have fun? Come on, don't be shy. Or are you here for something else? Damn, I knew it. You're working for the city guard, aren't you? I didn't think they would be stupid enough to send someone alone. But so be it. I should have known after I fenced that stupid ring and discovered it was a fake. Worthless. All part of the guard's plan, I suppose. Okay, girls. We got someone who doesn't want to cooperate. I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm. Blood crab.
Show me what you've got.
Die!
We had a feeling you'd be surprised when you saw us in our real uniforms. I see you have a puzzled look on your face. Ask away. Gogan and I are really members of the Anvil City Watch. I suppose you could say we work undercover. We've been trying to foil Faustina's gang for months now. Every time we tried to interview a man who was lured there, they refused to talk. The women in the gang picked married men to seduce for just that reason. It was decided the only way to stop this gang was to send in a stranger. You fit the bill perfectly. It's a shame it had to end in so much violence, but someone was bound to get hurt sooner or later. We'll clean up the mess. Don't concern yourself about it. I'm sure you had no choice. If you ever find yourself back in Anvil, stop by any time and say hello. Oh, and please say nothing to anyone about our true identities. You've done well, and here's the reward that I promised. I've been hearing disturbing tales. Don't spend all the money from the...
Got a lot.
Got a lot to do here. We can talk later and... Greetings, Imperial. Well met. You're needed in Coral. Bye.
Good morning.
Hello, I don't think we've met. Are you new in town? Likewise, I'm always glad to meet someone new. Welcome. I'm sure my mother would be glad to meet you as well. My mother owns Northern Goods and Trade in Coral. Have you seen Vallis O'Deal recently? Spends all day in the tavern since his boys left. You too.
Any time now.
I've heard the finest managing.
I'm never too busy for good talk.
Good afternoon.
Have you seen the Briants and their dogs?
Odd folks, the way they dote on those dogs. They're not hurting anyone,
Greetings
though,
to
so
you. Greetings. I see you've been keeping yourself busy. This is good. I believe it's time for you to perform some duties for your guild. You mean the Holy Hermit of Anvil? No one knows where he comes from, but they say he has the true word. I'd love to go hear him preach. I saw Romala's Broyant walking his dogs today, and yesterday, and the day before. I swear that's all he does. We are a brotherhood, a family. What affects one of us affects us all. Fighting, drunkenness, dereliction of duty are not tolerated. I would like you to speak with Modrin Orion. He will assign you any duties that are currently pending. See Azan in Anvil or Berthgrokash in Shadenal for contracts. For now, Modrin Orion will be... Good day.
do you believe any of that talk about more Oblivion gates opening all over the place?
Red, what do you want? I suppose you've come looking for duties, huh? Those Odal boys ought to know better. Leave troubles like that to the town guard. That's what they're paid for. Odal boys say creatures of some sort are attacking their farm. Went off on their own to stop them. Poor father's worried sick. Duties for you. Fine. I'll speak slowly so you can keep up. I want you to contact Maglier. He's one of your Fighters Guild brothers, but he's defaulted on a contract. We can't allow that. Makes us all look bad. He didn't finish out a contract in Skingrad. Suppose I shouldn't be surprised. He's raw like you. Go and find out what's wrong with him. Don't just stand there.
Good evening, sir.
Sir.
Ah, you're back. I told Joffrey not to worry. I can see you've had bad news. You didn't recover the amulet, did you? By the Nine! Such a thing is dangerous even to handle! Forgive me. You were right to bring it, but you'd better give it to me. I know some ways to protect myself from its evil power. I don't know. Maybe. I suspect that the secret of how to open a portal to Cameron's paradise lies within these pages. But I will need time. Tampering with dark secrets, even just reading them, can be very dangerous. I'll have to proceed carefully. In the meantime, you should speak to Joffrey. He was concerned about reports of spies in Bruma. I put aside the dark arts when I became a priest, but the workings of fate may be seen in this too. The gods can turn anything to good, or so I piously told those who came to see me for advice. Perhaps I may yet come to believe it myself. This evil book was written by Mehrunes Dagon himself, and given by him to Manca Cameron. I believe Manca Cameron used it to create his paradise. It should give us the means to open a gate there ourselves. I will continue studying it. It is now clear to me that the only way to stop the Oblivion invasion is to relight the dragonfires. Emperor, Amulet, and Dragonfire. With these divine gifts, the Daedra of Oblivion have been kept at bay for thousands of years. While the dragonfires burned, the divine barriers kept the Daedra from making more than fleeting visits to our world. But the dragonfires can only be relit by an heir of the Septim blood, wielding the Amulet of Kings. This was the essence of Manca Cameron's plot. He was undone only by the merest chance. But his complete victory remains perilously close. We must recover the Amulet of Kings and relight the dragonfires before it is too late to stem Dagon's invasion.
He preaches in Anvil. Appeared right after the attack on the chapel there. Sounds like the usual doom-saying nonsense.
I hope to have at least part of the Mysterium Xarxes translated in a few days. Speak to Joffrey about those spies in the meantime.
I never had time to properly thank you for your help back in the Imperial City. I wouldn't have made it back here if it weren't for you. Now that we have a free moment, I thought you might be able to use some tricks I've picked up fighting with the blades over the years. Nobody who hasn't trained with the blades will know these moves, so you should find them useful. See, when they swing at you sidearm, you twist your wrists like this. Exactly. You're a natural at this. Let me show you another one. I haven't been to Cloud Ruler since I was a young trainee. It feels good to be back. The blades have always been here, and always will be. If you need armor, weapons, or just a place to sleep, the barracks in the West Wing is available to any of us. I don't know much about him either. Keep your heart true and your eyes open.
Welcome aboard.
Sir. I hope Martin knows what he's doing with that evil book. I fear for what it could do to him if he's not careful. I'm glad to have Boris here. He guards Martin night and day. His way of atoning for the death of Emperor Uriel, I suppose. Ah, yes, I hope you can help. The gate guards have reported seeing strangers on the road for the past several nights. I cannot leave Cloud Ruler undefended while my men search the whole mountainside, but these spies must be eliminated. Thank you. Talk to Stefan. He can tell you where he has seen them. Captain Bird in Bruma may also be able to help. I've asked the Countess to have the guard keep an eye out for strangers. Track down the spies and kill them. Find out what they know and what they're planning, if possible. I'm counting on you to eliminate those spies. We can't afford to let the Mythic Dawn operate out of Bruma with impunity.